side of that, on the other side of the political spectrum as well. But having said that, I think that probably played a role in now in a lot of young men's minds, where they were just like growing up in this media environment where people were just like, "Are you watching? What kind of content are you consuming?" That says a lot about who you are. I think you're morally repugnant for listening to this or listening to that. We need to fix our media diets, yada yada yada. And I think that definitely caused a lot of especially young men to be like, no. Anytime someone ever critiques whatever media that I have appreciated, that must mean that they are wrong. And I think that Joe Rogan and them leaned into that quite a bit with the cancel culture stuff.
I grew up with this terrible guy for a dad.
Hassan attacking his own community right now. It's so funny. I have a very nuanced opinion on this kind of stuff, and also comedy in general as a fan of comedy. And yet every single time I bring this up, there's always another guy who doesn't listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, but instead assumes that I'm like accidentally revealing something, and it's not a firmly held conviction that I've maintained for a decade at this point. No, you, my friend, placed me in a box. So when you hear something that doesn't make sense about the box that you placed me into, you go, "Oh, this must be a mistake. He must be doing this on accident, or he must feel bad about his like past behavior on this stuff." And it's like, no, this is just something I've been saying for a very long time. Okay.
My childhood is my mother coming home with hamburger meat, and my father being upset that it was a hamburger that she brought home for dinner. He beat the shit out of her. That one. And you think that somehow or another that put that fight in me? Oh, yeah, unquestionably. Like, I thought my dad was this cool guy who's, the kicking dads were doing, right? And all of a sudden I realized when I was 5 years old, very clearly, Dad was a douchebag. And it was that feeling that they keep tricking you. And after doing all that emotional damage, Joe's dad abandoned him. But he left him with a lifetime gift, a dark black hole inside his soul he might not even be aware of. He is entirely incapable of fixing it. Crippling fear. Now this book,
I do think it's weak, by the way. It's a sign of not having any sort of like fully fleshed out worldview, a moral compass, any sort of interest in any sort of vision in changing the world. When you get yelled at by a group of people and then it just like causes you to flip your script in its entirety and slowly but surely find yourself in the throes of reactionary ideology. And there are many very prominent examples of this in the world of comedy, especially. That's it. And I say this as someone who has been attacked from all sides fairly consistently. Ironically enough, my commentary has also been consistent throughout this entire process. And the reason for that is because I'm stubborn, for sure, but also the reason for that is because I have firmly held convictions. Whether my brand of politics is popular or my brand of politics is unpopular does not change the dynamic at all for me. It's something that I'm advocating for because I know it's correct, and not because I'm changing. I'm going along with the winds.
black hole that produces incredibly powerful emotional gravity. All the fears, insecurities, self-loathing coalesce around that dad hole. And over these 68 years of Joe's life, this swirling concoction of negativity has formed around the hole. And that's stressful, man. It's a real bind. And it's actually a big reason why Joe became a comedian in the first place.
Why else did you get into being a comedian?
I don't know. I got talked
Comedian
into
of the year.
It wasn't really very funny. I got talked into doing stand-up by
Team deathmatch. CIA, you're cleared hot. Work your frag list.
very insecure. And I got bullied. See, it's a sad thing. I wasn't big. I was just a small kid.
The lead is ours.
They lower the bar of expectation. information.
People that are creative artists that have maybe even have a triple-digit IQ that they want to create.
Because the escalator can never break. It can only become stairs.
Oh, jokes. The other kind of strain of comedy, this is almost all of them these days, are
Which is
sad people
hilarious.
with black holes inside their soul
R.I.P.
who get into comedy to try and get external validation,
Target down.
to indulge in the power that they feel when
Oh,
standing
neighborhood,
alone
oh
on
my
stage
God.
with an amplified microphone where nobody else is allowed to speak. Probably they should lock their phones in a bag.
You're falling behind, Crimson.
Think about who else stood on stage with a microphone. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, for this type of guy, stand-up comedy is a dream. They're sad little
Okay,
guys
it's
who
a bit
seek
much.
power and external validation. It's classic Hitler. And it's scary, psychotic stuff.
That's all I'm like.
It's Dave.
When I'm on that stage,
Subjects, front!
I don't know what his deal is. I don't think I've ever seen it. Okay. Is a failed stand-up comic Adolf. He's a roving orbiter.
Troops in contact.
Format-wise, brilliant format. Okay, having a bunch of up-and-coming, like upstart stand-up comics try their bits out in front of like. I don't ruined entirely by the man who has the name, the man who has named the format, Tony Hinchcliffe.
It's this weird fantasy where they're lucky. They can find enough other dumb, sad guys. A lot of people not see your art
I
or
wouldn't
your
be happy.
set.
I wouldn't be happy
Eyes sighted.
if people aren't. Addicted to that feeling of
Validation. And this era of comedy is all built
He's
around
like, you know
guys
who
like
else had
this,
that feeling?
whose scheme is simply pandering to the most easily entertained brain-dead audience imaginable to get that quick, self-soothing dopamine hit. And at no point are they funny. And that's the real issue. They're just too lazy and stupid.
Sending a subject.
Those others.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
What's this?
1,000 years ago,
What is this?
I did a show called Entourage.
Ah,
Delete is mine.
Billboards everywhere. Just
yeah.
those billboards today. 5 straight, focused men
wow.
coming straight at
Take me back.
People will be like, "Is that a documentary about January 6th?"
Yeah.
Molotov.
Oh man, folks, things were so much funnier back in the day. Ah, the words they were
Sad. He'd love to shrink the size of that dark amalgam that haunts him, but he can't. He realized, or maybe it's too painful to think about, that he's only
Hostiles reclaim the lead.
just the trauma of that dad hole, and the rest floats away into the void. But he can't, and he won't. And because of that, he's stuck with that black hole inside.
Now hold it.
You want to know why Shane Gillis has done not one but 2 SNL spots now, and objectively has become a better comedian?
He's given up the lead.
His
Hostile spotted.
where he was supposed to.
Confirmed.
And then clips came out of him, doing the best bits. Okay. Chinese people or whatever. You want to know why? And I do have a lot of, I do give a lot of leeway to comics in general, because when a comic bombs, or when a comic is doing a bit,
Planting spring mine.
about the person. They go, oh, this person is like there's no opinion that will make you laugh every single time. Okay? Just like when you purchase an album and you listen to it, or there's gonna be some mid. It happens. I know Bill Burr as well, dude. Come on, he did that for, like Bill Burr, but you know, my point is, in that moment, he could have
Spring mine disrupted.
basically hit the wanted him to do that, right? And changed his entire comedy to how sad he was because he got canceled and how everything sucks nowadays. He didn't do that. He went back to
Located shock charge.
precisely the reason why now he gets to do SNL. Okay? That's it. That's it. That's straight.
Hostiles have a field upgrade.
If he had done that, I think he would
Tally shock charge.
Benjamin at this point. You know what I mean?
I got hostile subtext.
Shock value out of you saying the N-word or saying that the Jews are doing everything. You know, becoming like Nazi. That's why I think
Armed enemy.
and I think cancel culture hack comedians. Comedy is hack comedy. There's no better indication of this than Seinfeld also being a cancel culture comic.
Grow to terrify.
Located shock charge.
This is another the plausible is basically the Nanette, but for
Catching up.
You can't do that.
And after that, he started getting in a lot more trouble for making up stuff on his show and like suicide and things like that. At first, he had to keep apologizing online, which is crazy to think about now.
Hello, everybody. I need to make an apology and a retraction. I said something on the podcast about people getting arrested for lighting.
Stay down.
Responsible and
Morphine administered.
Hold the line, Crimson. This is ours to lose.
responsible of me. I don't take it lightly.
Contact. Scrambler.
And I apologize. Sorry.
The guy was in way over his head, and his inability to distinguish reality from fiction.
Semtex armed.
And, if that wasn't bad enough, his best friend humiliated him for apologizing.
Stand down, Crimson. We have what we came for.
Hell of an effort, everyone. We earned that.
It ended up being way too much adversity for Joe to handle.
I did. I had psychosomatic
Now who's
issues
the
thinking
bitch,
about it.
Guy had a panic attack sitting on 12 elk. You had a panic attack,
In
and
the
then,
sauna.
and then you felt bad about yourself, and then you attacked people with masks. That's how it works. That's how the hatred started.
And that really was when the hatred was unleashed. Soon after, Joe kept talking about shooting homeless guys.
I mean, nobody does anything about violent crime in LA anymore. Maybe we should just go shoot them.
Pandemic stuff was way too stressful. Then he started frantically scrolling Twitter. Found a new group of guys to hang out.
God, I love the comedy side of this podcast, man. That's peak of comedy right there. Hey, man, we should. Yeah. Seems like a good idea. I think this guy, unironically, is the #1 Joe Rogan hater, misses the different arcs that Joe Rogan has gone through. Because the previous arc, the 2015 onwards, the first foray into right-wing political commentary started at all the way back in 2015, 2016. The Ben Shapiro introduction, the Jordan B. Peterson
Hardpoint.
introduction.
Secure the objective.
Remember this person because it's been so long, but there was a white nationalist, an out and about white nationalist.
Hardpoint locked down. Lead done.
This man went on Joe Rogan experience to talk about
Hostiles have the hard point.
people have higher IQ like that. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, bro. Are you stupid? Are you
Enemy
truly
third.
a goddamn ape?
Causing concussion. Hardpoint is secure.
Think I bet that go, did ya?
Brothers or whatever. This is the Weinstein.
I'll say
Hardpoint
this once.
identified.
Do not fuck
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Right-wing, independent
Hardpoint active.
ecosystem.
Hardpoint locked down.
Intellectual dark web. Having Kyle burning up.
Taking morphine.
Expand.
Grenade coming in.
So Joe
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Hold fire. I'm on your side.
Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint located.
Target dropped.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint is active.
An extremely popular podcaster announced on social media.
anyone got a lighter?
He mentioned ivermectin is something more often used to
Throwing stun.
horses.
Hostile scout pulse in your AO.
Rampant anxiety.
Hardpoint is secure.
Interested in this stuff to ever.
Boy, enemy grenade.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint identified.
But back then you still had
Semtex out.
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint active.
I really lost his mind when he had, I think it was Dr. Rhonda Patrick, who he has known for years, and he was just kind of shitting on her because of her understandable perspective.
You've
of-
fallen behind.
He just.
There's a spy in our ranks. Watch your six. Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Enemy RCXD detected. Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Me personally, I have with any idea.
Firing RCXD.
Stop. Molotov inbound.
located.
No.
Firing Archangel.
Until you do know.
Hostiles at the hard point. Hard point is active. Hard point locked down.
Good to see you, fucko.
Media and podcast, I would be just like people I know who I used to.
Hostiles have captured the hard point. Attack them. Get a care package on my grid. Hard point is secure.
But Joe won't allow it. He's committed to being the new guy.
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down. Destroy Watchdog Kilo to my grid. Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point identified. Hard point active. Hard point is secure.
Sitting in that tub, it was still pretty messed up.
Patch myself up.
There's a lot of self-help.
Kill. Enemy UAV in the air.
UAV in the territory, allied.
Hostiles have the hard point. Enemy scout force. Hard point locked
Dad
down.
always taught us to make good on our debts.
UAV MTS, 50%.
I think the
Hard point located.
Heads up, frag.
TACOM, we're flying on
Hard point attack. Hostiles captured the hard point. Hard point is secure. Hard point locked down. Hostiles have the hard point. Crimson sent a sleeper. Trust no one.
Aguinaldo calling in Hellstorm strike.
Weapon drop, switching license to remote. Looks good, 1 EKIA.
in the chat that will go, any kind of self-help is fascist. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? Alright, you can be a nasty little doesn't take a shower. About that lifestyle here.
Hard point is commence care package delivery. Moving with Archangel. Hard point active. Hard point is secure. Capture the hard point.
The people that
Hard point locked down.
could have been there. I
Enemy Molotov, watch out.
Hostiles have the hard point.
Being easily used and exploited by weird billionaires and
Enemy field upgrade active.
Hard point is secure.
have guests like some comment.
Hard point located.
Boy, enemy grenade. Enemy throwing stun.
Hard point is active. Hard point locked down.
Not like goddamn Silicon Valley nerd is gonna When's the last time Joe Rogan had leftists on his show? There's never been a moment where, since 2015, the density
We have the edge, but don't get cocky. This shit ain't over.
Eyes on Semtex.
identified.
Eyes on Sensei.
Hardpoint active. Hostiles captured the hardpoint.
Would it kill you to just apologize for no reason? Anyway, yeah, the manipulation of Joe. Thank the Lord each day of my life that didn't happen. Right, Duncan? Remember you warned Joe about that? Thank you.
Here's a tip. Stay the fuck out of my way.
Disrupting his illusions. Grenading! Being cut out of his inner circle. That was fine. Make it obvious that all peace and love.
Hardpoint is secure.
Crap all along.
If you're not careful, folks from deep, dark wells of perspective are gonna infiltrate your...
Listen to me. Listen to me. All those people that are.
Hardpoint located.
Give me a hug.
You don't want to give them a...
Relax.
Why?
Just relax.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Like a white supremacist?
Hardpoint is active.
But you have to watch out because people are gonna...
Eyes on hostile
Semtex! Like people recognizing what you are. You have to blowing out their radio. What did I do?
Grenade coming in.
Hardpoint locked down.
Had a little chat without radar. Heads up, frag.
God damn, I love the chase of victory. Hotel Sierra.
Roll the job, crew. Someone pull us out so we can celebrate.
Why do you come back in after being timed out? Calm down. Yeah, he is. He's a Yavshak. It's the Turkish
Podcast,
term.
radio show style thing, but you're also interviewing people about really heavy duty shit. Then you start thinking like, "Fuck, man, I've got this podcast that lots of people listen to. Has it ever happened where maybe some really intelligent person has manipulated me in an attempt to get me to disseminate some kind of information out into the world?
Good luck manipulating me, Duncan Trussell. I'm an American.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even know. That's the thing. You wouldn't even
I wouldn't know. How would I not know? These people are people.
What?
They're gonna be like, if someone is so good at manipulating people, they can manipulate me, change the way I think about things.
Yeah.
Then good luck.
Joe got attached to all this COVID stuff, and everyone was either yelling at him and calling him a dangerous idiot, or they were showering him with praise for widely broadcasting their favorite ideas about what reality might be, and making them feel validated. So, if you're a fearful, self-loathing, and external validation-seeking guy like Joe, which side would you embrace? Well, instead of posting more apology videos, he opted to fully dive into a wonderful new safe space. He tapped into something he'd been searching for all his life, a source of constant praise and affirmation. And the guys doing all the praising were happy to have found a powerful ally in the new mainstream media. And as if that wasn't enough, Joe also found an endless parade of charlatans willing to juice his rod like he's some kind of god king for access to his wonderful platform and a chance to milk him for their own fame and fortune.
I want to give you the goods I got you. You got 5 of them.
Oh, I love this one. Patrick Badaven! Patrick Badaven! Bro, I got you. Joe, I got you many gifts. Joe! God, I love him. That's my goddamn goat right there. Joe, are you ready to?
There's a letter to the right. There's the Warren Commission. Then you got the autograph of Lee Harvey Oswald.
top of that, all those instances of Joe transforming his fear into rage compounded on each other, and through neuronic muscle memory, his brain began to default to the fear-rage switch innately. And whether Joe meant to do this or not, I don't know, no free will, he actually became a whole new guy.
I've never been I'm very pro-choice. Civil rights, universal health care. See this thing with children.
Kill confirmed.
Countries, and then brought over here as children, and then they're talking about deporting them. That drives me crazy. Yeah. The hard right version of that is despicable. January 6th thing is important. And one of the reasons why I think it's important because it highlights the reasons why a guy like Donald Trump is so dangerous.
Joe Rogan endorsing Donald Trump.
Joe Rogan just endorsed me. Is that?
Yeah, but he was there's a video of him talking to Sam Harris, who also is a soul, but all the way back in like 2016, where he had just started his arc.
It's like I see a lot of people online talking about this immigrant issue, and they either don't have kids.
2018, he's already started his like right-wing arc at this point, but he still has like some of these opinions that he's just like,
or they don't think it could happen to their kids. Their idea is, hey, should come over here. You get those the law, broke the law. Should come over here if you did. You didn't want to get your kids separated. If you were in the presence of a woman who came over here from Guatemala and she's poor and she's starving and they're taking her baby away and she's wailing and screaming from a primal place in her DNA that the one thing she loves more than anything is being taken away. A baby. Yeah. If that doesn't freak you the f out, you're not a part of the team, man. You're missing it. You're missing it. What are we here for? We're here for 100 years of whatever. That's what we're here for. If you want to spend 100 years saying, hey, you should have broke the law, I don't want you on the team. You're an asshole, right? And I don't give you right or left. I don't care if you're religious or I don't care if you're an atheist. If that's what you support, you're an asshole. And we don't want you on our team, okay? So, but if you agree with certain economic policies,
bro, isn't that crazy? Like, who is this guy? Who is this guy, bro?
Policies that I don't agree with. And we can have a discussion about it. We can figure out why you agree. And we can figure out why people are allowing all of this money to get into politics. Why are we allowing all these special interest groups and lobbyists to interfere with our laws and influence our politicians and create all this that we don't want? Well, here's the number.
You know what's really funny about this, by the way? I'm gonna, of course, being the narcissistic consumer that I am, make this about me. I had the same exact opinions back then that I do now, which is why I always laugh when people are telling you're a grifter. You've changed. That's why it's hilarious to pull that shit on me.
For what reason? You can't just vote online. You can't just vote. It's not one person, one vote. Right. It's the electoral college, and there's a lot of checks and balances in different places. It's all wonderful and groovy, but it's not giving you trust to the people. Trust to the people that they're informed, they can make their own decisions, that more people should be able to make these decisions. But they're happening now. That 28-year-old girl who won in New York, 28-year-old Democratic socialist. Whether I agree with her or not, I don't know if I do or don't. I bet I agree with her on a lot of things. I think education should be free. I think we should figure out a way. If we could pay for bombs, we could pay for schools. I think this idea that everybody should have health care is a great idea. Who wants people to not be healthy? Who wants people to be hurt and not be able to fix it? Are you really saying that struggling people should have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to get fixed when we could maybe chip in and help members of our team? That's stupid. Fill it out. Figure it out yourself. I had to. You got lucky. You got lucky you don't have leukemia. You didn't break both your legs when you were 18. Your parents are dead. Right. You got lucky, piece of shit. These are people on our team. Right. I'm not talking about people who are lazy, good for nothing, losers, mooching off the system. You're going to have that too.
There you go.
Team deathmatch.
That's true. A little bit.
Neutralize all threats.
Slowly creeping in. A little bit of right-wing reactionary sentiment at the tail end of that. The mind virus, baby.
Less.
I mean, that's perfectly permissible, by the way. But it is slowly but surely, it just like takes over your entire mind.
You're saying that about the immigrant children.
Get down.
Running
Semtex.
You should just start. It won't do anything. I mean, but look at this. This is from 2018. That's when I started streaming on Twitch. I'm an old man, dude. Jewish currents and was like working and doing vice stuff. These guys that would play Fortnite. Isn't that wild? That's why it's also kind of funny when people are like, have parted ways with you or whatever. It's like, no. There are people that I met along the way, and some of them actually in the process.
Hostile scout pulse in your AO.
Accent, and everybody's like, "You're from Brooklyn." Not from. You can't do that. Yes, they all jumped in the back of a U-Haul truck together. There has never been that I've ever seen almost that I've ever seen. I mean, look, some people are to reality. You're right.
You adopt all their beliefs and then convince yourself that they're the only group whose opinion matters. Then you never have to worry about being judged and criticized.
Time neutralized.
What a relief. This
I'm in a new body. I literally am in a new body. Like I covered everything on my arms and my body. I left windows to it, but just like there's windows to my old body. Person, so the evolution is like a butterfly now. Hold on, that one's got a deep.
transition into a new guy is very difficult, and it takes many years to become fully immersed in self-delusion. But upon reaching the maximal delusion saturation point, your simulated self becomes more real than your original classical self. Is completed. And after years of waffling on the
frag,
as we enter the Joe's transition into this new guy appears to finally be complete. Well done.
You gotta remember, like they were probably messed up. The reason they're doing what they're doing is teacher, uncle, somebody. There's stuff that pushes them in that direction to be extracting, controlling, and wanting to be.
Joe Rogan used to talk about taking TRT open. Joe Rogan is the reason why I still say once I hit like 35 or whatever. Most likely get on
mine.
What's our RTX in your AO? Like it.
Incoming flashback.
That's not good enough.
We missed our shot, and they made us pay.
makes the next model.
Jamie, this is still super watered down.
It just have to
I did.
I just put the water in.
I'm telling you, dog.
There's a ton of coffee.
Get me a coffee.
Set
Sorry.
of stable materials.
Coffee's terrible. I'll just tell you right now. Jamie, this is terrible.
He looks like
it's terrible.
Sorry. And it really makes you wonder, you know, like, how many times has Joe done this? How many new guys has he transformed into over the years in order to avoid actually facing the dad hole head on?
Well, shut up. I've been on prednisone for 30 years and I'm nowhere near right wing. I am dumber though. Yeah, see? I'm just saying, the dumber you are, the higher the likelihood that you will become right wing. There are a lot of brilliant, incredible, thoughtful, wonderful dumb guys out there who are not. Having said that, the dumber you are, the higher the likelihood is that you will be swept away by right wing thought.
And who is the real Joe Rogan underneath all of those guys? Do the old guys still exist anymore? Or do they float away to die as the master of man? Oh, or maybe one of those other branches of the multiverse. I don't know, but it's all very friggin' surreal. So just a quick recap. We're exploring how did comedy get so... And surely you know the end of the cycle is coming any day now. You're all aware of the ever-growing industry of guys pointing out how the ship era is. People are catching on, guys. Don't wait for the rest of the rats to start jumping off the Rogan ship. Be that rat yourself. Jump already. It's time to leave Daddy's house. I mean, would you rather be at the forefront of the great post-Rogan comedy rebuild? Or would you prefer to face a jury of your peers at Comedy Nuremberg? Sorry. Anyway, so King Joe became a new guy. Saying, but he did it. He's the mainstream king. This new guy he's become has allowed him to make a massive power grab within the U.S. government, cementing his position within the establishment. He's the comedy czar, and I honestly can't even tell if he's aware of the fact that he's become the unofficial podcast of the U.S. government. He's got a direct line to the president.
He's just like that in Canada right now. Oh, yes, the hockey game. Kick Canada's ass. Or Canada. In Canada. Excuse me. No, that's right.
All right, sorry, what were we talking about? Talk about turning Canada into a fitness zone.
We've really tuned it up. We've really turned the crosshairs over to some of our closest allies. Like, we really do deserve to get kicked down a couple pegs, you know? You mean you've been talking No, we do. We do need to get humbled by Snow Mexico for sure. We deserve whatever SoftBank does after the 2011 tsunami. Remember all the dumbass saying Japan got saying that?
Overdrive. Earn elimination medals to increase your combo score.
If you say bad empanada, no. Why would you get banned here if you say bad empanada? You get banned anyway. You get suspended probably for like an hour or so because you're like, bad empanada made a YouTube video about you. Can you please watch it and address the terms that he set forth? Like, no. My answer is no. I don't agree with everything he says. It's normal. It's normal to fill very different spaces, especially when okay, don't be weird about it. Ironically enough, Bad Empanada himself would be so goddamn annoyed with you guys coming in here and constantly chirping at me. You know what I mean? There was also even a dude who like
keep it that way.
Saying some like anti-Semitic too. Like again, I didn't even understand.
They've taken the lead.
This is always your recent position on the JPEG tweet. No,
They've gained the advantage. Now hold it.
Why would you say Peggy and Bad Empanada are on the? They're not on the same.
Yeah, well, first I was joking around, but I was thinking maybe it's not a bad idea.
Giving up the lead.
Comedy goibles, jobles. If you think that's slanderous, you must have missed Joe's best friend's announcement that comedy is legal now.
God, I hate him. I hate him so much. It's not even like the hatred that I have for him goes far beyond political disagreements. It's just like he is such a cringeworthy person. Everything he stands for. And I have, yes, this guy's great. I have a visceral because he speaks and says something like unimaginably cringe. All of his blue check-marked crypto waiting for the next scam to hit asshole fan base.
If you have something to say, you best say it.
And there are millions of them. There are millions of them. And I think of the horde of morons, baboons, cackling hyenas that are just barely being kept alive by modern medicine, even though they actively argue against modern medicine. The only thing that has stopped them
Hostile planting spring mine.
Morons. That is what is so unimaginably frustrating about this. Sorry. Like the dog of me. A meme of a cryptocurrency. Oh, I love the cryptos.
Of anything. It was like comedy sucks.
I can't listen to him. I can't listen to him for longer than 3-second increments.
It's like legalized comedy. Yeah.
Now it's 2025.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Addicted to something that pissed him off like 4 years ago. Addicted to the whining. He looks for stuff to whine about, like a pathetic cigarette junkie, scouring the
That Tim Walz sucker, if that guy got into power, that weirdo who puts tampons in the boys' room, and
so this new guy experiment is Joe. But Joe wasn't going to stop there. I mean, say what you...
He even Bernie. He was like, Bernie got pharma executives did not give him money, you absolute baboon.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
You want about Joe, but this guy can overcommit to stuff.
Enemy RCXD.
More secure in his delusion than ever before. Flimsy tent poles holding up the belief in this new guy. People calling him stupid. So it was still kind of stressful. Concept of becoming a new guy in order.
Is Rogan only relevant in the USA? I don't hear about him here in the UK. Rogan is in the United States of America is technically impactful globally, even if you don't know who he is, if that makes sense. Like, this is a guy who endorsed the president. The president thanked him personally by name. And that is precisely decent Canadian and decent Australian audience as well. And incoming something. Whether you recognize it or not, pretty fucking vast. Just by virtue of like how much he has played a a formative role in the development of this new media and how much that has impacted the trajectory of American politics. Like, it's kind of crazy to recognize. Think about it this way, chatter. My hoi bruv chatter. This way, right? This successful
If you have something to say, you best say it.
And we're like, oh, right, you're the left Joe Rogan, you're the left Joe Rogan. And I kept repeating over and over again that you can't podcast your Scottish. So please stop that voice. Don't get me started. I'm E. Fatlaw. I'm Scottish. E. Fatlaw.
Enemy RCXD detected.
The point is, this guy. So significant that you got Gavin Newsom on the podcast now. My governor. Glasgow. Say Glasgow. Glasgow. Scotland forever. All right. If he were to ask me
to legitimize his own training. And now Joe has gifted the world a brand new blueprint to copy. It's the new Guy blueprint, and guys are already getting into it. We just saw Mark Zuckerberg show up to the shitcast to unveil his new guy.
We're also different guy.
It just dawned on like a part of my brain that I was like this was a piece of the puzzle that should have been there, and I'm
Time's
glad
nearly
that-
up. Close it down.
He wasn't quite ready to unveil the new guy, but you know, new guy. We unveil them before they're really ready.
I really like.
Yeah, the Dominican Ray, he got hit with it.
Yeah, I feel like all these activities, grilling meat, racing cars, are most that you can do.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, same thing. You've done a lot of that.
Yeah, my favorite is Bono.
Worried that Mark is going to bungle the new guy.
Report to the nearest extraction point. I have to make a call.
This is Gray. We have wounded. Get us a ride yesterday. Streamline spotted.
Got Joe's support for his new guy. Missed a shot. Yeah, he wasn't buying it. Brendan saw right through Mark's new guy transition and refused to recognize it.
I hunt. I went like this. Yeah.
Joe's not having it. He jumped to the Mark.
You did. You just forgot the name.
Zuckerberg 2.0. I love it. That's crazy that, like, Dick Zuckerberg is such a lizard that even Brendan Schaub can see through it despite the insane amounts of CTE. Why are you hating on autistic people trying to get social skills? Dude, what are you talking about? First of all, I don't even know how to approach this statement. Like, hey man, I don't care. He could be a cool guy, okay? That's great. That's wonderful. Maybe he should stop sucking up to the Trump administration and coming on the Joe Rogan experience and be like, hey guys, I'm no longer a billionaire lizard person because I realized that if I just say I'm right wing, then a lot of you dumbasses will defend me. So yeah, so I made some decisions over at Facebook, some of which are going to be revolving around
It's all kind of coming together for Joe, I guess.
Zuckerberg has always been that way more Silicon Valley right-wing than you might think. No, Silicon Valley has always been way more right-wing than other people think. I've actively talked
Domination. Capture the objective. Securing C. Securing B.
Knocking down the area. Watch my back.
Control zone C. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Concussion
Losing
grenade.
A.
Bravo is on. Where's you next?
But ultimately,
I'm taking this one.
it means that there is a dramatic problem. It's a systemic
Losing B.
policy problem.
They're taking all zones.
I'm on the objective.
Securing zone A.
Failure of policy, just as the existence of everything.
All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them.
All these guys are becoming new.
Losing Bravo. They're taking C. Losing B.
That's fine.
They still obviously have
Lost B. We're losing Alpha.
TACOM requesting recon
Taking B.
overhead.
UAV in the turn. Have eyes on.
Took one out.
We're losing Charlie.
UAV MTL 50%.
Initiating
Check.
objective control. Eyes on enemy.
All locations secured. Hold your position.
Incoming grenade.
Losing A.
Flying
Enemy
L2.
down the barracks.
UAV returning to base.
Lost A. Losing Bravo. Lost C.
not that difficult, okay?
TACOM, Ray requesting Hellstorm launch.
At launch acceptability region. Hellstorm out.
Controlling Bravo.
VDA positive. 2 targets down.
C secured.
He started imagining a new world for all the new guys to go. And he checked his bank account. Big pharma. And we'll support each other.
Bravo lost. We're losing all zones.
Archangel going hot.
Taking Bravo underway.
Capture underway.
Securing B. Securing Alpha. They're taking C.
To understand the vibes that
Alpha secure. Controlling Bravo. We're losing Charlie. Taking B. We've lost Charlie. Bravo zone secure.
Using Archangel.
Watchdog Kilo incoming on your location. All objectives locked down. Hold the enemy back. They're taking C. We lost C. Losing B.
Deploying Archangel.
Losing Bravo. Citrus, LBBR incoming.
Eyes on Watchdog Hero.
Losing B. Losing Bravo.
Grenade coming in.
Losing B. Losing A. Hostile RCXD in your AO. Taking C. Location secure. Maintain current posture. Losing Bravo.
Frag!
We're losing Alpha.
Enemy expired.
We lost B.
Throwing
Grant
Semtex.
authorizing UAV mission. Taking Bravo underway.
Initiating objective control.
Dig in and hold them. TACOM. Prey requesting CUAV. Losing B. Losing Bravo.
Take an objective.
We're losing Charlie. They're taking all zones.
Single shooter.
Losing B. Losing Bravo. Feel that? They're about to break. Give them a nudge. They're taking C.
Incoming
Hostile gone.
Securing
Knocking down the
Charlie.
area. Watch my back.
Losing B. All units prepare for exfil. This one's ours.
Five enemies.
That your boy has been talking about for quite a bit. As a matter of fact, you guys know this already. I've been talking about right-wing commentary and where right-wing commentary has moved in the world of enshittification. This is actually the segue into that. And it was never going to be a self-sustaining operation. They took some big hits in the process with Clandis Owens, who, came out and was overtly anti-Israel. That was a big no-no. Not the anti-Semitism, mind you, but the anti-Israel perspective was bad. I also told you Brett Cooper was the only one with motion at the Daily Wire. I told you. These were the only two people that were carrying the Daily Wire torch. Ben Shapiro, no motion. He's out. Desperately trying to cultivate the edgy boy population to the best of his ability while he still cries about Israel every goddamn day. It's not going to happen. The edgy boys have moved on. They want anti-Semitism and
And here is the proof in the pudding. Let's take a look at Ben Shapiro's videos. Oh my God. Barely cracking. Derek Chauvin, 19,000 views. 19,000 views. Derek Chauvin's trial was nothing short of mob rule. He is so desperately trying to bring back the edgy boys because he knows this is what they want. This is what the audience demands. He's like, well, you see, I actually want to make sure. That, everybody understands that I am a racist indeed. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Asmongold's numbers real quick. Once again, Asmongold's numbers. Asmongold TV at only 3.5 million subscribers is pumping out content. Our government is R-worded. 980,000 views. Okay? He's actually made a pivot back to gaming a little bit. A little bit more game pivot recently. Trump just can't stop. 835,000 views. You cannot deny the analytics here, okay? Because obviously, in the field of slot in general, there is no qualitative assessment, only quantitative ones, okay? Understand that this is what the market demands. The market wants a sweaty dude, okay, that resembles the market itself. They don't want a clean-cut Ben Shapiro to take this smarmy, entitled, educated, elitist attitude. They want Asmongold. They've spoken, okay? They have spoken yet again. Meanwhile, of course, Brett Cooper is popping off spectacularly in ways that I could never even imagine for myself. As you can see, videos of hers getting 1 million views, 700,000 views, 400,000 views. Can Boob Save the Planet? 400,000 views. She's cooking. She's cooking big time. And I said this. I said that she was cooking already. When she was at the Daily Wire, I repeatedly told you she was the only one with motion at the Daily Wire alongside Candace Owens. No Glaze, you called it. Yes, I did. And now, lo and behold, the right-wing media ecosystem is unironically crippling under the load-bearing weight that the Trump administration's success has cultivated for them. Too many options. Too much success. They're suffering from their success, and the only ones who actually can move in this volatile, fluid marketplace is Brett Cooper and Candace Owens and people that can come across as younger or come across as more personable than the likes of Ben Shapiro, who still represents a Fox News adjacent point of commentary. This is it. This is the problem. This is something that Benny Boyd will never be able to achieve unless he decides to start talking about, titties in video games or whatever the culture warriors care about now. People abandoned intellectualism, and now also they abandoned fake
Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint. Hardpoint active.
Billionaire donors.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
And look where that got. Daily Wire's media empire is
They've taken the lead.
That was what was going on. Shapiro on the timeline. It was like, why is he no longer relevant? Why isn't he? And here it is. James Lee, independent journalist for Breaking Points, says,
hardpoint locked down.
Stepping down has now spiraled into mass layoffs and another firing of senior executives.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
Public relations, and according to sources, Alyssa Cordova was Jeremy's maid. One was responsible for crafting the company's aggressive and paranoid media
hardpoint located. Hardpoint is secure.
Drop them.
Help wage internal vendettas under the guise of PR warfare. The disaster of their PR strategy over the last year was cooked up between Jeremy
hardpoint is active.
and Alyssa. Mass layoffs ensue. The Daily
hardpoint locked down.
It's kids division.
Authorizing napalm strike.
Roughly a quarter of the company. They tried to do
Deploying SAM turret.
Doesn't this mean that they were successful, though? Their goal was ideological. They pumped right-wing content and groomed the new generation. Daily Wire did not do that.
That's a kill.
Daily Wire. Those podcasters didn't even elevate the Daily Wire, as a matter of fact.
Hardpoint identified.
They had all of the...
Tackle!
Tally thermo grenade!
Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Here we go.
18,000 views in one day, by the way. 1.7 million subscribers. Look at his YouTube channel. 10,000 views, 40,000 views, 28,000 views. These guys did not move. I got that would consistently maintain eyeballs on the stuff that they were doing.
Hardpoint is secure.
Watch your fire!
Stephen Crowder says, $50 million, that's a slave labor salary.
I see you.
Standing by.
Can't let me be as racist as you want.
Get me eyes in the sky.
UAV established overhead.
Incoming grenade!
Hardpoint located.
Mine.
So he can be racist. So why would you shut off his money faucet?
Same waypoint.
Accidentally is too racist.
Hardpoint is
than you
active.
wanted to be.
UAV mission timeline 50% expended.
Enemy grenade.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
These guys are falling apart.
Hardpoint locked down.
Media. And because the market is so...
Charge Hellstorm against my target.
UAV RTB. Hellstorm drop. Switching target to remote. Good effect. 3 by Hellstorm.
Okay, so prepping fire. Don't requesting napalm
Target
strike.
removed.
Hardpoint identified.
Sam's turret's up.
UAV available for tasking.
Gray authorizing UAV mission. Hostile
Hardpoint
planting
active.
spring mine.
Hardpoint is secure.
Spring mine spotted.
On the Sean Ryan show, on the Joe Rogan
UAV fuel check 50%.
experience, on Theo Vaughn.
Get an LDBR on my mark.
They do it so well. They do it much better than like the likes of Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, everywhere he goes. Why don't normies like you? Normies love me. I think your brain is...
Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting your grid.
Don't have...
We're ahead, but stay alert. Marshall's people are no fools.
Deploying RCXD.
But if you're talking about like normies, you have to figure out if you're talking about normies that are just online.
Hardpoint located. Incoming subject. Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint locked down.
Deploying Archangel.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Authorizing napalm strike.
Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Tackle. Commence watchdog helo mission. Deploying SAM turret.
Hardpoint identified.
Spring mine disrupted. Sim administered. Incoming grenade.
They were already dead. Good job.
They never stood a bloody chance.
e-commerce in 2023. It was entirely too costly for them to engage in media, like a higher level of media like movies. The Daily Wire Studios, I think, is like also super costly. The kids shows were really bad and also really silly. But beyond that, the landscape grew. The right-wing media ecosystem grew tremendously over the past couple of years, with many apolitical content creators also feeding that itch that people had for right-wing commentary. And last but not least, they lost key performers, both Brett Cooper and Candace Owens. They lost Candace Owens, and I think that was also an important pivot that the Daily Wire had made at that point. First, they told Steven Crowder, you can't be racist. Some people looked at that, even if they don't Steven Crowder, and thought, yeah, why can't he be racist? We want him to be racist. We're not going to watch Steven Crowder, but that says something about the Daily Wire. I like my racist commentary. If you don't let Steven Crowder be racist, that means you are woke. So that was number one. Number two, Candace Owens represents a growing, very sizable movement amongst the right, but also even in the apolitical fandoms. Candace Owens' takes on Israel, while still guided by a healthy dose of anti-Semitism, is infinitely more, how do I say it, palatable? Like, it's seen as like a more...
Team deathmatch. Eliminate the enemy. Take him out. We got the lead. Now hold it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then they hear all the anti-Semitism, and they also go, As a matter of fact, this is something that I talk about. For the sake of this argument, for the sake of this conversation, Candace Owens is seen as a more truthful orator than the Okay, not to say that it is truthful, but also for the fact that she is. So when they lost that, they lost another group of people that were like, you guys just love Israel more than so while Neil in the Democratic Party, so is the neocon following Trump won, and also Trump too, ironically enough. So for people who think what Israel is doing is gross and inhumane, or for anti-Semites who want to use Israel as a great vehicle to do that.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
From Axios and everywhere else talking about how much money that I could not comprehend how they were able to generate such revenue. And it seems like they weren't. Or maybe their overhead was insane. Charlie Kirk himself found new light in TikTok. Charlie Kirk moved to TikTok. My channel is infinitely smaller. I am a Twitch streamer predominantly, first and foremost. And you look at my and it hasn't been great this past week, let's be real. But if you look at my analytics overall, for a channel with 1.5 million subscribers, like, I'm doing significantly better than these other channels are, with the exception of when I do a video like another journalist killed by Israel, and it gets obviously. They're making tens of millions of dollars, right? Like, they're generating tens of millions of dollars in revenue. Content, like, I should not be getting these numbers overall on average than the numbers that like the Daily Wire is getting.
UAV inbound.
Incoming Semtex.
They're gone.
Where's the other tweet thread? Finally coming to a costly end. An
Enemy RCXD detected. Hostile RCXD in your AO.
We are deeply grateful to our impacted employees and are providing them with severance and career transition support. Our focus remains on delivering the highest quality content to our subscribers while ensuring the long-term success of our business. The USA's money dries up fast. No joke. There's been some speculation on the right about that. That's a crack in Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire. Rights for the Bulwark. PragerU isn't owned by Daily Wire. It's his own non-profit media. I'm sorry. PragerU is for the record. Turmoil in the House of Shapiro. Conservative mega commentator Daily Wire. Empire announced a big shakeup. To swing the culture rightward. Rumors that Bureau lives in Florida. Boring has been building the Daily Wire's main Nashville wing.
No medals for second place. Crush those dirtbags.
Hold up. Taking morphine. Wasted.
Hang on. Let me call Langley. Give him the good news.
Damn right. Mess with the diggers, get your ass buried.
Hostile confirmed. Five enemies.
But without talent, without manpower in this media space, make it out the mud, even on the right-wing side, especially when there is real competition on the right-wing side, and it's not just about who gets the most right-wing funding.